He just wants me to roll down the roof or something. Looks like he's gonna hammer it down.
This southern weather isn't for us, northern.
It was just a trial run, so we're taking them all down again. Go find the nearest pub.
Hello and welcome back to a very exciting episode of Artisan Electrics. We're up on the roof again. It's a solar installation. We have been going big into solar in the last few months, and this is a project that we've partnered with Oval Renewables to get a beautiful solar PV setup on the roof of our customer here in sunny Cambridgeshire. It's a lovely day. I hope that you'll enjoy joining us for the ride because it's going to be a fascinating project to watch from start to finish. So hit a thumbs up, subscribe, and let's get into it. So we've got 6.1 kilowatts of panels going in, a 6 kilowatt solar edge inverter. These are actually the solar edge panels as well, so 360 watt panels, and there's 17 of them, amounting to about 6.1 kilowatts of solar energy going through that 6 kilowatt solar inverter. And then later on, not in this part of the project, but later we're going to be installing a solar edge battery and maybe even a solar edge hot water diverter. So it's going to be interesting to see the process because these slate roofs are a little bit more tricky than the standard roof tiles. So there's a little bit of finesse involved, and these guys are up to the challenge because they are the experts. So say hello, Sam.
Hello. Hiya. Hello again. Yeah. Don't know what else you want me to say, really.
So if you guys don't remember, Sam did the project with us about a year ago, actually, not far from here, where we installed a massive solar array. We did 2 videos about that, and we did a battery storage video there as well. I'll leave a link up here where you can watch that video. And now they're back with us, and we've got a few more projects coming up in the pipeline. So really great to work with you guys again. And we've got Lee and Luke today who are helping them out for the next 2 days on the tools, working with these guys, helping them to do the install. So it's going to be fun, and I hope you enjoy. So we've got Lee and Luke here helping with the electrical side. How does it feel to be doing a bit of solar today?
Yeah, chucked straight in the loft.
Nice.
No, it's not too bad. We just run the solar cables from the panels through the loft down, and then they're going to go through to where the inverter and stuff is. So just trying to learn.
Well, you've already got a bit of a tan, and you've not been out in the sun for very long yet.
Yeah,
so you're going to be, yeah, you're going to look like you've been in Hawaii for a few weeks.
People will mistake me for Corey if I'm not careful.
Yeah, cool. But it's nice to do something a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It's not so much running cables through the house, it's more like up the outside, so it's a bit nicer. But yeah, it's just good to see how they do things and pick some ideas up from them. So yeah, if we do it in the future, then sort of got a bit of a head start. So
try and learn as much as you can over the next 2 days, and then we'll set you loose next week doing your own ones. So before I go, I just want to give a massive shout out to our latest Pringles for Life channel member, Jack Chevrolet. He's been surprised by his partner, Steph, who's bought him a membership as a little present. Jack, welcome to the Artisan movement. Thanks for joining our top tier membership program, and I hope you enjoy all the benefits of being a channel member. And if you guys want to know a bit more about what is involved in being a channel member, hit the join button next to subscribe, and you'll see a little video on what it's all about. Let's get back to Lee and Luke.
So when you've got a slate roof, it is a tricky install, and it's quite involved to get this hook in place. So what we have to do is we have to find where the rafter is and screw the hook into the rafter and remove about 5 or 6 slates around where the hook is. You can see this one here was originally where it is now. However, we've then cut this slate and put our screws in to hold this in place, and then this flashing goes over the top of all of that to waterproof that full section, because obviously we've taken a chunk out of this slate to allow the hook to go in. So when that flashing's in, the next step would be to slate this back in so that all you'll see when it's finished is this little raised part here, which is waterproof and where the hook comes out. So there's quite a lot of work to get this in, but once it's in, it's nice and neat, and all you see is this part, and it's completely waterproof. So when we've got all of that, all the slates in, and we've just got the raised part of plastic, which is the flashing, what you see is this. So you can see, all you can see is this black flashing here, and all the slates fit nicely and neatly around this raised part. To get some of these back in place, you can see we've got a little metal hook here. So that little metal hook is one of these pigtails. So these little pigtails here allow us to fix this in place by putting a nail through here or here into the batten, and then there's a little puller that we fit onto this little hook here. We slide them and slide the slate back in the roof, and then this little puller we pull down, and it grips onto the bottom of the slate just here to hold it in place. Because obviously once these haven't been taken out, we need to hold this slate in place to make it all waterproof, and we can't nail it because the nail holes are about here. So we have to use one of these to hold this slate firmly in place. So that is absolutely rock solid, and that's only held on by one of these little pigtails. So yeah, that's what we use. So Ollie and Lee are just now getting the cables through. One of these goes back down to the inverter, and the other one comes through over onto this other side of the roof here. So it just means we haven't got any nasty sort of conduit or anything linking the panels. It all goes back in and then pops back out at the other side. So there's a link cable that links these panels to the other panels, and then there's a link that goes from these panels back down to the inverter, and from these panels back down to the inverter. It's all one string, it's one group of panels. It's a bit like a ring circuit, where you just got one massive loop of cable that links everything together back to the inverter, and that's where all the energy goes back down from the panels down to the inverter. The inverter then converts it from DC to AC, and happy days, it's all sent into the house and nice free power. So on this job we're fitting the Solar Edge modules. So these are 360 watts each, and they actually have the Solar Edge optimizer on the back of them. So we haven't got to mess about fitting the optimizers to the rail, plugging all that together, and then fitting the panels on top of the optimizer and plugging all that in. So it's actually built onto this panel. So you can see it's an all black panel, or you can just see a bit of silver in it, but yeah, really nice looking panel. So I'll flip this one over now, and I'll just show you the optimizer on the back. Easy as that. So yeah, the optimizer is just here. So that's built onto the panel that comes like that. And then we've got our ends just here. So this one here and this one here, that's what we'll plug the next panel into and sort of daisy chain along. But yeah, it just makes everything nice and easy. These have all got a QR code as well. There's one here, and then there's one on the front of the panel. So that's how we address each panel to its position on the roof, so that we can monitor it. If we think there's a problem, we can identify which panel's gone faulty. And also this is how we show the dashboard which panels may be shaded, because we match up where these are on the roof, and then just through the nature of time, we can see the different generation values for each panel. So you can see that maybe a couple near a chimney or a tree aren't generated as much as a couple near, without any shading directly south. We can sort of assess all that, create charts, loads of stuff. So yeah, first time using these Solar Edge panels, and yeah, quite a fan of them so far.
What, stand on these?
Yeah, if you go up to the right, you slide it in.
Yep. Have you got like a little impact bit for the
there's
clamps?
a little Torx bit. I think it's like a T25.
If I drop it, it's going to take Max's legs out. Snappy shins straight in half. Hit me in the face. Is the delivery coming today? So is this this is the start? So this will have an in and then an out to there?
Yeah, so that one goes back to our board. It's called the home run cable.
All the way back down.
Yeah.
Yep, they're all linked up, back to the link.
Yeah, so it'll start here. So
it's just a ring main.
basically just a circuit, yeah. You're just closing the circuit. Pos neg. That's it.
He just wants me to roll down the roof or something for content.
So we're just inside now. This is like a little utility room. So this is where we've put the inverter. So this is our 6 kilowatt solar edge inverter. And we've got local isolation here through an AC isolator, and this is our little generation meter, so that'll log everything that the system is generating. Got our Wi-Fi antenna here to get the system online. And then just down here, I've done an Artisan special, a bit of angle drilling, and we've got our solar PV cables, so they're through here. So we're just going to take them up into an isolator just to the left of this inverter, and we've got to get our AC cable in, which is just behind us here, over to where the DB is. We've got a little fishing cable, little rod here, which is up, which has found us up at that top corner, just up there, and we're going to fish that behind all of this to get us into this board, and that's going to give our route back for the solar power to get into this system and start powering those circuits in the home. So quite a bit of work left to do, but we keep battling with the weather because it keeps raining and it's bright sunshine, so this southern weather isn't for us northerners. So this is where our battery's going to go when we get the stock of the battery. Stock is an absolute nightmare for everyone at the minute, and we're no different. So we've got a solar edge energy bank going on this wall here, and we're going to set it so that if the customer wants to add a second energy bank, it can go under this window here. So this is where our DC cables come in. So we've not fixed any of this yet because we've got some other cables to feed through, but this conduit runs all the way up into the loft space. All those cables nice and neatly clipped down, and then through this conduit to this point here. So that's our main service route for our DC cables. We've got another set of DC cables to run out to the battery, because the battery's DC coupled. It charges and discharges through through DC rather than having its own inverter like we have on other battery systems. So yeah, that's our first route for our first position for our energy bank, and then possibly a second one in the future.
Putting some protection for birds on the solar panels. It looks like it's going to hammer it down. I can actually see the rain on the other side, so yeah, get this one done and then go see what Luke's hiding. I think he's in the loft, isn't he? Is he? Having a cup of... He's downstairs having a bit of coffee. Max, jump up here and get a shot of that. Classic roof job.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to absolutely chuck it down, so we're going to get all the tools out the way, make sure everything's waterproof, and yeah, just hopefully it'll blow through and we can be back up here pretty soon.
Go find the nearest pub.
We have got everybody inside at the minute because it's absolutely chucking it down. It's even hailstoning now. So yeah, there's no way we can be up on that roof. So we've got everybody in possibly the smallest room in this house, the little utility area. And we're just trying to everyone keep busy at the minute and just hoping that this hailstone shower dries off. So really, we're getting on a roll. So we've got Dean doing a test form, Ollie and Luke in there trying to get the trunking round. I'm trying to do a bit of labelling along with Lee. So yeah, just trying to keep busy.
Oh, I've got to cut it. Do you leave the tin snips up here? So we just need that other panel up here. Get the tunes on. You can't even play that on you.
That's it. You got the top end of it?
Yeah.
I've got the bottom. That's it.
Yeah,
Okay, mate, can stand it down now. We've just got to. Can you hold that a minute, mate? I'm just going to see.
Yeah.
Under there, and there's one just here.
That's it. So that's the leg of the ring.
Yeah.
And then yeah, this is the first panel.
When it's this wet, you're just asking for problems long term. So
the crimpers here.
Yeah, we'll have to just stand that one to the side and we'll snip that off and just make a new one on. Yes, we're going to just change this MC4 plug here just because we've had that horrendous weather. So we're going to snip that off, put a new one on because it's got some moisture inside it. So it's just not worth the risk because what can happen is that moisture can start sort of arcing inside and start to corrode the pin. That obviously transfers the energy. So yeah, we're going to snip that off, make a new one on, and it's all we know it's all safe and sound. It's got 3 jaws on this, so we're using the 6mm jaw. We use 6mm cable just for the length of run. So yeah, they're in the 6mm jaw. We just put that cable in there, crimp it down. That's our pin, and then we get our plug, little click, and then we'll just get the spans on that and just tighten that up, and that's our weatherproof seal and our weatherproof connection. So this side here, Leon, so this top side here,
yep.
That's going to rest inside there.
Yep. Morning guys, day 2 on the solar job with Oval. Me and Luke are down where the inverter is, and basically we've got 2 solar cables that come from the roof. We're going to just do some trunking up along here. The 2 solar cables will come up to a DC isolator, and then we're going to take another 2 from the inverter down and out to where the battery is going to go. We'll take an earth from either the isolator or the inverter. That's going to go down and outside ready to earth the battery. So yeah, we're just going to start prepping all this stuff. Hopefully we can go up on the roof and help them fit some panels in a bit. I don't understand why people like
milk.
Literally, it makes no difference at all.
It does, because
people say it all the time. Same with like orange juice and water. Saying like it doesn't matter what way you put it. You're mixing it and drinking it.
Do you put milk in then before you put your cereal in as well?
Depends how I wake up. So basically, I done a wizard angle drill through into the loft, but I went through the loft and I carried on going. I went through a tile as well, so just need to change them out. All right, Luke, cheers, mate.
Free time.
Brings his tool bag. You might as well leave it when you get down.
If you use someone else's, you have to put them away.
So over in this corner, we've got DC isolator. So the cables from the roof come into here, they go through, and then they come out, and we've left 2 legs. So 1 negative, 1 positive, and then the 2 that go to the battery, we've got 1 negative, 1 positive. We've got a data cable that goes out to the battery. That's ready for an RJ45 to go on and plug into the inverter. And we've just got an earth that goes out to the battery. So yeah, we just need to get the plugs second fixed, get that second fixed and put that away. And then yeah, we'll go see how far, if they need a hand on the roof. Just starting to put all the panels on, link them together, and then we've got 2 rows of 5, so once they're on, then we're going to start putting the solar skirt around for the bird protection. Get the reciprocating saw down, cut these down all in line, and it'll look like that roof that we done yesterday. And then, yeah, that's pretty much stuff on the roof done then. Reach up. When's Jordan coming around with all the treats, all the pastries? Watch out, you're going to get a big softy.
Oh, it's
head
been
in
a
the
bit
middle.
right on that. Nice.
So basically we put all the panels up, but it was just a trial run. So we're taking them all down again and we're just going to adjust them level now. So yeah, give us 5 minutes and then it'll be sorted.
Okay, right. I'm just going to drop this down a little bit just to give ourselves a bit of room. Right, Lee, I'll chuck you these, mate. Just put in the mids again. Right, so yeah, we had a bit of a readjustment on this one because that one went so well that we just cracked on this one, and then we're actually running out a little bit along this bottom edge, so it was just slightly noticeable that it wasn't as square as we can do on a roof. It's really difficult to always get them bang on square down the side and along the bottom because the roofs can sometimes not be bang on square. So when we got all these on, it was just too noticeable. So we're just tweaking a few of these just to compensate for us being a little bit too high at this bottom corner here. It's only literally a tiny amount, but it makes all the difference when you get to the end of the run. Yeah, that's looking a lot better already.
Right there.
Up there, mate, yeah. So, as part of fitting all this stuff, it's just inevitable the amount of times walking up and down the slates that now and again some just break. So we've got one just here next to when we've put this bird protection on. It's obviously given way. So I'm going to take that out, replace it. Yeah, I reckon that one was cracked already because that is just such a clean break all the way down. So that's my excuse anyway. It's like a paving slab, that one. Got it.
How have you fixed that in place?
I'm not taking it out to show you.
Just fixing Sam's brick pop. Don't tell anyone.
That solar skirt looks awesome, doesn't it?
I'm trying to get the QR code, but I guarantee it. Right, we'll just put it onto your boot first.
The knee pad's going to go right up.
Alright, I think that was alright. Come on, scan.
It's conventional.
Yes.
So I just get to rock up and take all the glory right at the end by just putting a lovely Artisan sticker on everything. But seriously, these guys have done a really good job. It's always beautiful to see top quality workmanship in the solar industry. It's something that's sorely needed. So it's great to see some beautiful installs going in like this. So do you want to tell us what we've got here, all the lovely specs?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got the kind of star of the show. We've got the Solar Edge inverter. So it's a 6 kilowatt Solar Edge inverter. And then we've got our DC isolator just here. So our cables come down the outside of the building, round inside this trunking, into this isolator, out the isolator into the bottom of the inverter, and that's how this inverter gets its power. We've got a temporary lead just here made up ready for when we do have the battery, so that'll plug into there as well, and that'll provide the battery with a route to charge or discharge. We've then got on the AC side a cable coming out of the inverter here into another rotary isolator. This one's on the AC side, and our generation meter, which is flashing away nicely. We're generating a decent chunk of power from there in this trunking with fire clips inside, going all the way back to the consumer unit, which is behind us. So.
And on this side then, I see you've got the Solar Edge mod bus in.
Yeah, so inside,
what does that do?
Inside here we've got the mod bus, and what that does is on top of this main switch we've got a CT clamp. So that CT clamp is monitoring the properties import and export. At the minute we are exporting power. Just had a look on the app. So that clamp will be giving a negative reading to the mod bus. The mod bus is then connected via a Cat6 cable to the inverter. Then the inverter puts all that information on onto the online dashboard, so the customer can see it, and also so the battery also knows that there's a surplus of solar power, so it can take, you know, a kilowatt, 2 kilowatt, whatever's spare, and start charging up.
And is that wired off the solar RCBO, or is that wired off something?
No,
else?
we've put our own MCB in for that.
Okay.
So that's just on this end here, 1+ supply.
Brilliant.
So that just goes basically straight through here into that 3 amp fuse, and then into the Modbus itself, into there. So
Nice. Cool. Well, beautiful job. So another amazing partnership between Artisan Electrics and Oval Renewables.
yeah, did it?
It looks awesome. Yeah, you're happy with how it's gone?
Absolutely. Just looks so good with the all black solar skirt on. Yeah, fantastic. So great.
There we go. So solar, it's the future. And I think we might be back here at some point doing a battery.
Absolutely, yeah. Battery and possibly a hot water diverter as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all go.
So make sure you like and subscribe for that, because there's going to be lots more awesome solar, renewable energy type content coming up on the channel in the coming months. It's a really big industry that we're trying to get into. These guys are leading the way with the quality of installs that they do, so we're always proud to work with you guys.
Thank you very much, yeah.
Thanks for your help on this one. Thanks for coming
Yeah,
down
not
to
a problem.
sunny Cambridge.
Yeah, it's been all right. Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah.
Yeah, apart from the hail yesterday, it's been fantastic. So yeah, awesome.
And of course, head over to Oval Renewables channel and give them a follow, because they post a lot of their own content as well on their YouTube channel. All the links in the description below. But thanks for watching and have a great day.